Well, here it is. Here's the flying habitat. It it doesn't require landing gears. It just floats there. There's the bay, or there's the docker. Here's the landing bay. Nova thrusters all around, you know, because it's got to have some sort of way to fly. And if you look closely, you can see that's the Stroud cockpit in there. Alright, so let's break it down. Here we are in the shipbuilder. It's a habitat. Okay, we'll take off these Nova thrusters. I'll reveal to you the secret, how to make this thing. Now, one-of-a-kind ship parts is essential because this one-of-a-kind docker is also a thruster. Okay. Now, here's our habitat. Ancient Mariner, empty. This is the most empty 2x1 habitat that I have access to, so that's why that's the one I used. I think you can just use an empty HopeTech control station, and it should be empty enough that it still functions just as well. Unless you have Ancient Mariner, then grab that. This window is how they attach. So the window's on the back of the cockpit. The habitat is snapping to that window. Okay? And making it nominal. It makes it think that the cockpit and the habitat are attached together. Even if they're in the same spot, it still calls it nominal. So I'm just going to take the cockpit off. It's got weapons attached to it. I'll put the habitat back so y'all could see what was attached where. So here's the one-of-a-kind screen door. That's our bay. Here's a stack of equipment. This is just weapons. I forced a bunch of weapons onto the same equipment plate. Let me show you how to do that real quick. I don't want to leave that out of the tutorial. So let's go down. We'll just pull a couple of these guns off. This is just a copied equipment plate. Let's say we have 3. Okay, I'll just delete the rest. And we need 2 equipment plates. Now these are upside down on the ship, so I'm going to do this upside down. See how these are stacked on the same hab? And that means these are at the exact same level. So I just take that and I'll press down so that they're separated by 1 grid unit. And then I'll put a gun on one, I put a gun on the other, and now with them in this position, 1 grid unit away from each other, you can highlight the body of your ship with left bumper, and then you can press A, and press A one more time. And they snap together, but what's even better is that they forced onto the same equipment plate, which means you can just delete the extra. You can have everything on 1 equipment plate. So I'm going to delete all that because that's not part of our ship. There we go. There's our weapons. These weapons go up under there. Lined up with those. Alright, moving on. I stuck a window on the front so you can see out of it. And on that equipment, let me put that back. There we go. If I take the habitat away, you see inside there? Look at what that is. Reactor. And fuel tank. And shield. And cargo. And grav drive. All of that just stacked onto that weapon plate inside the habitat. So let's hit back there a few times. So all that's stacked on there. And it goes right there. Your captain's seat will be right in front of it. You just walk right around it and get to your captain's chair. Now here are some engines. N1. So you see that N1? This is a Star Wars part. It comes from Din Djarin's ship, the N1. There are several of these right here. So I'll take one off. I put as many as would fit. And they go right here. See how it's kind of like inside the ship? Just press A and leave it there, and then highlight your ship and press A. turns green, that means that it's snapped on. Okay. Those sort of snap up into the inside like that. But they're not in the way when you're flying. Okay? So that's all the parts. That's everything. So I'm just gonna stick it back together. Here we go. Fastest reassembly ever, probably. That's on the back portion. A window on the back so that they can snap together. You can try it with just the Docker, but it must have that window, otherwise it's not going to be nominal. The window functions as a habitat space, and so I'm assuming because they're connected by a piece that connects habitat spaces that it still counts and makes it nominal. But I don't know, that's just a guess. I have no idea. But yeah, there it is. That's a flying habitat, nominal. Let's take it out. All of the required mods are going to be listed in the video description. Rev 8, spawn. Thank you. Jump. You might have to jump to get in yours. But here's the inside. I stuck a couple screens here, decorating. Yeah. It's a small viewport for flying, so I usually fly third person. There's our reactor. All that equipment I told you about. Our engines would be up here if the cockpit didn't cover them up, so even that is hidden. Oh, there they are. You can see those N1 engines sort of poking through there. But yeah, everything works here. You can go out of this Docker when you dock. You can walk out of the landing bay, but it's a little tricky. You gotta look at the floor and walk forward slowly. It's over here somewhere. I swore I walked out of it once before. Oh my gosh. But you know what? Oh, that was it. I saw it for a split second. Okay, so that part's hard to use. But here's a way you can get out of your ship if you're having trouble finding the door. I swear, you can use that door going out. You can just exit it like this. Capiche? You understand? Let's take it up into the sky. You guys can see what it looks like. You can put, you can put whatever weapons you want. I did, I think I did lasers, ballistics, and missiles. No matter what you paint, the Shroud cockpit, the bottom of it's going to have that gray. So if you want a uniform look on your ship, I guess you're going to have to paint this one gray or use a different cockpit. But yeah, I put all those Nova thrusters so it would look like it's got some reason to turn. Powering up our Docker / engine. Missiles up, particle beams up. Okay, so I did particle beams. Here's from the inside. You can still see out of it. And yeah, there we are. We're just in a habitat in space. Some people said it was the puddle jumper from Stargate. Other people said it was a brick. I think I agree with the brick. Montera Luna. Yeah, that's the whole thing. I'm gonna cut the stream. That's how you make it. Alright, catch you later.